Welcome to Thursday Night Live on the In That Number podcast. And Ben,
Hello.
can you believe it? 100 episodes.
100, not out, hit the century.
Yeah, we got there. So, yeah. So we do want to thank everyone who's been involved, who's listened, who's come on and helped us out. You know, all the interviews, we really appreciate all of it. And I want to start by shouting out a fella called Michael Barrow, who's a recent listener on Spotify, and he's been commenting on every video. We do see them, Michael. I don't know if you see our replies or not, but we see them. And what he does, if we're not sure about something, he will sort it out. And he'll put the facts in there. So we really appreciate stuff like
that.
Yeah. Wakefield, where the bloody hell did that come from? I haven't got a clue.
I don't even know where to start with that. And for once, in a good way. For once, not in a bad way. I gave us 0% chance of winning that game before it. I was very honest in the pre-match. I said I don't see any path to victory. I don't see what we could even do to potentially win. But you know what? That was a really good, and it was a good 80 minutes. Second half was obviously a lot better, but we were up against it in the first half. They had all the momentum, all the possession. We kept that to 4 points, and that ended up being key to getting us back in the game. They really dug deep in that first half. That was like steel.
I mean, at 10-0, at 10-0, I thought, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I thought, here we go. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, you name it.
Yeah.
And they actually showed some real steel to stay in the game, to get back in the game. Unlucky, I think going in tied would have been fair at half time. They were unlucky to go in just behind. Yeah. And we kept our level in the second half, and Wakefield dropped off. But you know what? That happens in rugby. There were lucky tries in there. The first couple of the second half, bounces of the ball. But how often is that gone against us? How often has nothing gone our way? You gotta be in good positions to take chances. And the fact was our pack stood up to a very, very good pack. Yes, missing some players, but still some good forwards on the pitch for Wakefield. And we got territory. We got into that red zone to make our own luck at the end of the day. And then a couple of the tries at the end were just champagne stuff as well. It was all there.
I think
absolutely brilliant.
I think Wakey had a bad day at the office as well. I mean, I'm not going to put it on us. I think they just had one of those games where, especially the second half. I mean, when
absolutely, the second half,
two defenders ran into each other
for
Sales to pick up and go.
But we made our luck by being in dangerous positions. It wasn't.
Adam, you right, mate?
Like the two tries from the kicks. Players run into each other. The other one, the fella dropped it in the end goal. We had to be close to the line to make that happen. We had to be playing well to make that happen. So Wakefield didn't play well, but you still have to take advantage of it, and we played well enough to take advantage of it, which I thought was really, really good to see. And just the forwards as well. After his standard
Billy
knock
Keeley
on,
getting his first try.
Yeah, after Walmsley's standard knock on early on, which to be fair, in that one, I think was probably a strip. But look at the numbers. People bagging him after a couple of bad games, over 100 metres again, carrying the pack again, taking it to one of the best packs in the league again.
Now, I've done this so badly. I do apologise. No one can really read this. I've got it zoomed in.
Zoom in.
But we have got the numbers there, a full screen, basically, so I can't see anything else. Now, Jim, who joined us last week from 10 yards back, he's provided us with these stats from the game. And, basically our average possession is lower than we had in this game. All the numbers there for meters, assists, tries, kick, bombs, grubbers, it's all there. I think I'll post this with his permission. But he's done a really, really good job there with that. A really, really good job. And also minutes played from each player. So if you can see that, I mean, it's not on it. This is my fault. I've done this badly, so I will improve it. But you've got the likes of Alex Walmsley, 51 minutes. Saruk Fafita, 54 minutes. Jacob Ball, 62 minutes. So the forwards have been putting some real minutes into that game there.
Yeah, real minutes. I think Walmsley magnificent. Evans as well. 18 years old. He just runs straight with his head down. I love it. Absolutely love that. He's got the right attitude and he's got the right level of aggression. When he when he puts some mass on, I think that Evans will be some player. I think we've got another one there.
He's a worker and he's a grafter.
Doesn't back down at all. Love that.
Yeah. Oliver, I'd like to think so. I mean, we are going against that a bit. I'll come back to this question once we move on to Mr. Walters.
Yeah, we will definitely get onto that soon.
Yeah, we are going into that. But this lad, I mean, as well as his plays, is this his best game in a Saints shirt? Played in 3 different positions, set 2 up, scored 3.
My big criticism, and I think he's too harsh to criticise, but I do think we haven't said enough of it against good sides. Yeah. There you go. He can do it against a good side, and he's shown he can do it against a good side now. So I just really hope he kicks on. I will say, to me, and I know I've banged this drum before, and it's probably never going to happen in a million years. For me, Jack Welsby would be the best centre at this club if he just played centre. That little period of the game where he played centre and Saylor was at fullback, I just thought, it stopped Welsby's biggest problem, which is overplaying and running across the line too much and going sideways. When he's at centre and has to run straight, he's so devastating. And we saw it with setting up Saylor's try. So that was just a little flash.
From Saylor off the shoulder.
That's a little flash of what I'd love to happen. I don't think it would. I don't think Welsby would like playing there. I think he's one of them. He wants his hands on the ball loads, and he can be a very good fullback. We've seen he can be, but there is a part of me that thinks, if we just stuck with him at centre and Saylor fullback, I think that's the best balance of the team, because I don't think Saylor can play centre as well. I don't think Saylor can play 6 as well. So that would be what I would do. But just
what you get with Saylor is, if you say Tristan needs to play, I need to wear number 5 this week. Okay, boss.
Yeah.
That's just you get from Saylor. You never hear of him kicking up a stink or anything like that. So
200 metres in the game. But got to shout out the forwards again. Walmsley, I got the stats. Walmsley, 150 metres. I'm sorry, he's done, he's finished, and he's getting 150 metres a game. Listen, he drops the ball too much, but when he keeps hold of the bloody thing, he's still one of the most devastating runners in the league. Don't care. Big shout out to Saluka Fafita as well, who's had a lot of stick, and some from me, I'll admit, early on, not been hugely impressed. 163 metres and played really long minutes as well. So, the Pack have shown that they can, get that territory for us, and they can stand up.
This is a great shot at him, by the way, because he did coach Saylor at Brisbane.
Yeah, he did indeed.
That's going to be really helpful for the two of them.
I'm sure that'll make Saylor feel great. I want to give a shout out as well for another man that's had a lot of stick. And before he went off, I thought he was having a very good game. Poor bloody Lewis Murphy.
Yeah.
Poor bloody Lewis Murphy. 2 really well taken tries, 130 metres himself, and that wasn't even playing the full 80 minutes. He would have easily cracked over 150. And again, another injury to one of his legs. I mean, the guy just can't catch a break. He just can't catch a break. The poor guy just can't catch a bloody break. He comes back.
We know
injured.
There's a good player there.
There's a player there. There is a player there. There's absolutely a player there.
We did.
But listen, hopefully it's not as bad as people say. I don't think there's anything official been announced. I don't think. Did O'Carroll mention it in the press conference? I'm not sure if he did. I'll have to just double check.
This is just what I've heard down the grapevine. He done his ACL, but we don't know for sure. So I have not seen him himself anyway.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not, because it looked like after a bit of a rough period back in the team, he'd finally found his feet again in that game. And for it to just be cut short again, that would be an absolute that'd be a sickener for him and for us as well.
Yeah, you do have to feel for the lad, don't you?
Yeah, you do have to feel for him. Like I said, I thought he was having a great game against his old club. Confidence was back again. And then he has to go off. You just can't write it sometimes with our injuries. Another game, another player injured.
That's it. And off the back of that Wakefield game as well, I want to address this. Well, not address. I want to give my opinion. Kyle Amo and Paul Cook. Now, I respect Paul Cook. Right? I respect him. He's been really helpful to me. I mean, I've had some conversations with him. He's really supportive. I don't think he's quite grasped the concept of the end of that game.
No,
because it's not just a win. It's not celebrating 7th. It's
a
reconnect of the fans and the club.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll be honest. I've spoke to, and I spoke to Kyle Amor a few times. I think he's a very lovely man. When you speak to him one-on-one, both of them on that podcast, I think they are absolutely two grumpy old men. They're just moan. And I know it's not the end of the world. I'm not it's not they're not horrible people because of it. But my God, they whinge. They whinge about all sorts. I mean, how you just put it perfectly. It was the fact that there's been such a disconnect between club, coach, fans, board. Eamon came to the pub before the game. The players came over to the fans to thank them for the support and recognise that, that this is a two-way street. We gave them great support because they put the standards that we expected, and it was them. There's nothing wrong with that. And also, as Eamon O'Carroll pointed out, because I saw what happened, and O'Carroll said this in his press conference, it all started, all the taking pictures. A young lad asked Nanny McDonald for a photo, and then McDonald got more lads into, let's all have a photo. He's been friendly with kids.
Yeah.
Like, it's the God, so over-celebrated. Have a day off, lads. Just have a day off. Yeah. It's not that deep.
They say he did mention disconnect, but I don't think he realises just how
the level of
that
it
disconnect has been.
You're not, unless you're part of that, you're not there. I'm not.
They have a job to do. They have to talk about something. I get it.
They don't have to whinge. Every week, I've stopped listening to him. I'll be honest. I had to stop watching.
Yeah. It's not as bad as Meg and Matt. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh well.
Give us the outsiders and give us the rugby league outsiders and Jammer every day.
Yeah, give us Jammer any day of the week. And if you haven't listened to James Graham's interview, it's still available. You can.
It is up there.
Go back and listen to that.
It is
give that a little plug.
Yep, a very, very open and honest conversation with Jammer, which we didn't expect. But
still one of my favourite podcasts, that one.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely one of them. Right, so we got Castleford up next. A team you just never know.
You know what? You don't know with us. You don't know with us because, yes, we just beat Wakefield, but let's not forget, we've come off a run of losing to lose Hull FC. We have lost some absolute stinker of games recently, absolute stinkers against poor sides. So let's not
the
just
Rugby League Daily you're in.
Rugby Daily, TikTok, hello. Let's not just assume because we've won one good game. Here we go, Saints are back, we'll win the rest of the game. We are hot and cold ourselves. This is the big test now, because this is the type of game that the last few months we have struggled with, where we go where people expect us to win, where we're being inconsistent and we can't string two games together. Well, now's the time. Until it's mathematically over, they need to be treating every game like a final now. And I'm sorry, but even with all our struggles, we've shown what we can do on Saturday. There should be no excuse. Should be no excuse.
The fearless leader.
Yeah, should be no excuse. We should be beating Cass. With all due respect, as bad as we are.
And when you look back at the game at their place, and they beat us all in every aspect of the game, battered us. And they deserve the win.
Yeah. So we need to show we can do that 2 weeks in a row. It's all well and good doing it against Wakefield, but 2 points is 2 points at the end of the day. It doesn't matter who you do it against. If you lose the next week against a worse side, then you've got 2 out of 4. Doesn't matter where the 2 comes from, you've got 2 out of 4 at the end of the day. So we need to back it up, and they need to show the same attitude and not fall in love with themselves after one game. That's a big worry I've got. Let's not fall in love. Don't the players don't go into that thinking, here we go, we've got Wakefield, there's Cass, nice and easy. They need to be going into that with the same backs against the wall mentality that they had against Wakefield. Doesn't matter what colour the opposition shirt are wearing. So, very good points as well from Adam.
Absolutely spot on,
yeah. Another one, and I didn't have a problem with that because they've had a torrid season and their fans have been through it. And I thought fair play. I thought fair play, when they were going over, hugging their fans at our ground. I thought absolutely fair play. So it's spot on that. That's a very good point from Adam.
Yeah, and to go into the squad for the game, I'll get rid of that banner so you can see the bottom of it. So the notable name back in there is Matt Percival.
Yeah.
With Lewis Murphy going out, so that's a straight swap. Do you see
Crossing again?
Do you see Cross and Douglas on the wings?
Yeah, well, O'Carroll did say Cross will play. So it's whether you put Cross at wing, McDonald centre, or McDonald wing, Cross centre. Yeah. I would probably have Cross centre and McDonald on the wing, to be honest. That's probably the way I'd do it.
Either way, I want to see Jake Davis back in the back row. I think that's where he plays his best rugby, even though he had a decent game in the Cape when he went centre.
It took took his tries really well, didn't he? He's a cracking player, and I doubt he's going to play, but it's a great moment just to be involved in the matchday squad for Oscar Knox as well, another new one from the academy.
First one, Alfred Tate dropped out.
Which, if he did play for some reason, if more players drop dead in the next few days, it would be the 6th academy graduate in the season to come up. That's not counting the lads that were promoted to the first team but were reserves this year. That's straight from the academy. So that is absolutely incredible.
Campbell, I see Matty Evans, Billy Keeler, Chris Matagi, Jack Campbell, Oscar Knox. I think Cole Marsh was already there.
He had a number, I think. Yeah.
Jake Davis.
Yes, indeed. Who was technically he was first team this year, but just one of the backups. But 6 straight from the actual academy, not like recent promotions from the last year, as in they're playing for the academy right now. It's
absolutely spot on that as well.
Yeah,
so you look at even with Wigan or like Faramond and all that, they've come on hit the ground running. Same with Warrington with Ewan Irwin. And can't remember the last name, but they have come out absolutely flying. And you know what? Bollocks to Matty Pete. There's our identity right there.
Yeah. Bollocks to Matty Pete. I can get behind that.
I don't think half the Super League can.
I don't think it's going to happen. But I want Jack Campbell to get more game time before the end of the season. I thought I thought he played really, really well. I thought he played really well in the game and took his tries well, and be nice to see a little bit more of him and just to see a bit more of what he's about.
It's going to do a lot about his attitude as well, though. Now, he's had that game, scored 2 tries, saved 1, then he's out. This is where you see what his attitude's about now, where he goes, okay, I've done my bit, I'll step back, I'll come back in when I'm needed.
And to be fair, I don't think Douglas has done too much wrong since he came in. I will say he should have scored on Saturday. He did a little bit of a Wonga Blake moment in that game where he didn't just go in at the corner when he could have. But, that's been very harsh on him, considering he's another one that didn't expect to play much this season. I think Douglas has done perfectly fine as well. And he had another good game, I think just under 100 metres or something with the ball and has taken a couple of tries very well. So there's options now. There seems to be a few more options, which is good. On the wing centre, it's not too clear cut who you play, and it's nice to start having some options again, because it's just been whoever's fit plays for the past 6 months. So it's nice for the coach to actually have to think a little bit about who he plays. Something we've not had a lot this season.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, I don't mind if we spend a couple of seasons up the top 6, as long as we're building around these young players.
You know what? I think we could expect to be in it next year. You think about where we are, 7th with all those injuries, with the coach going, and we're only a few points off 6th. If we had a half the amount of injuries, even with the poor coaching and the change of coach, I think we would have snuck 6th. So if you think next year surely can't be as bad with some good new signings, I think 6 should absolutely be the aim. I think let's not, no need to play ourselves down, considering how much of a mess this year has been. We're not a million miles off. When consider, that it's crazy that we're even still in the conversation right now. It's genuinely mental that we're as close as we are.
That same situation, I feel really bad for Bradford, because they've been absolutely battered with injuries, and you know what? They were doing well until that started happening.
Statistically, the only team that has had more injuries than us is Bradford this year. Bradford have had pretty much the entire squad out at times this season, and they have a smaller squad to start with. They had a much smaller squad with us to start with. At least we had, that top academy and a big amount of reserves. Granted, no one as good as our first team players, but Bradford haven't had that luxury as well. So they've been decimated this season. Really, really decimated. And I think
they've always had a go. They've always had a go. They've never rolled over.
I know it's not going to be much. It's not going to be like much of a consolation for them, for a Bradford fan, I'm sure. But if you look at other teams that have finished near the bottom, they're nowhere near the worst one in recent years.
No,
you can tell that there's a team there.
It's been out of their hands, isn't it?
Yeah, and also they came up not being one of the top two sides in the championship. They had a lot of recruitment to do, a lot of new players to get in, the injuries on top of it. I think, it's never going to feel nice, obviously. You're not going to celebrate being bottom or second bottom, whatever. I get it. But I think they should be happy to an extent of how the season's gone, considering how much has gone against them. I think they'll do a lot better next year. I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Sure they will.
Yeah, and I like think so as well, because I came through at the time where Bradford were like us and Bradford.
Yeah, I remember it as a kid. Yeah, my first game.
It was always like that.
My first game live, 2004 or 5 at home against Bradford, against a very, very good Bradford teams. Very, very good.
Even before that, I'm talking like 96, 97 onwards.
Yeah. Well, we're not all as old as you,
I think Cam Scott's a very good signing for Bradford. That's a very good. Yeah, I'm showing my age. Yeah, nice one.
No. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Cam Scott's a very good signing for me.
That is a very good signing, yeah.
I would have grabbed him at Saints, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would have. Right, I would have, absolutely.
Saints women, unfortunately, didn't get quite making these, but
they gave themselves a bit too much to do. They came back into the game really well. I think just that first half for me, it's just just give themselves a little bit too much, and then faded again a bit near the end, and
just got away from him, didn't they?
Just got away from him. Like I said, this is a team approaching a transition. It's a team very much approaching a transition phase. They know that, we know that. There's still some quality in there, and they showed signs of it still in that game. They still showed flashes of it. It's not beyond the realms of, I would say it's unlikely, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility that they can, at the end of the day, you only need like 2 or 3 good performances come the end of the season to win something. Yeah. So Leeds still one of the top sides, and it's just one of them. Just 2 good sides. A side that I think we're approaching a bit of a transition. Leeds look like they're managing a bit of one of their own quite well at the moment, considering the end of last season and even the start of this season. So you just got to say fair play that they just played a very good game, and everyone is trying to just up these standards and catch Wigan, and you can't be too upset at that, because you don't want the Leeds that looked like they were a bit of a shambles at one point. You want them to be the team that they showed they could be against us at the weekend. At the end of the day, or you'd rather us win the game, but it was good to see a good competitive game anyway. It's just a shame that, I do think there's just running out of steam, this Saints side a little bit. Like this group of players is coming to the end of the powers kind of thing. Not to write them off completely for the rest of the season, but it just does have that feeling that we're going to see a lot of changes over the next couple of seasons. And hopefully there's just 1 or 2 more big results left in them. With obviously Wigan, I believe. Is it Wigan, I believe, the next one up?
They've got Wigan away Saturday.
Yeah, Wigan away.
So it doesn't get any easier.
Which they did get a draw in last season. So, let's never write off the Saints, especially the Saints women. But yeah, I don't think it's a game for going at individuals. I think, they didn't manage the game very well. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but they didn't. There's too many silly errors at key points, and they just, ran out of fumes towards the end a little bit. It was a good game anyway,
And elsewhere, the Women's Academy putting a good show, 20-0 against York Valkyrie, and the reserves took a bit of an hiding from Lee as well at 48-20.
Wow. To be fair, most of the reserve side is in the match day squad at the moment. So
I think they're more depleted than the first side, to be honest.
Yeah, because we've had to pick basically. I think at one point they had about 6. They had about 7 missing at one point. I think another 4 or 5 because they needed in the first team. So it has been a bit of a rough year for the reserve, but mainly due to the injuries the first team squad's had.
That's what it's there for, though, isn't it? That's what that team's there for. You play the games to keep them playing, but they're there.
That is what it's there for. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's a great source of pride if any team representing states wins something. But that is what it's there for, isn't it? Like that's the whole point of it. We're not going to be too worried about reserves losing when we've used a lot of the reserves in the first team. That is the point, isn't it? Those games are really there. I know, like as a group, they're going to want to win, obviously, but really they are just there to, be ready for the first team in case of injuries.
They want to do well to put themselves in the eyes.
Of course, of course they will, and I'm sure, and I'm sure they are absolutely giving it the role. But there's a lot of young lads in that reserves playing against like grown men for the first time. And it's just been a bit of a learning curve for that group this season, and I'm sure we'll see, a stronger reserve side next season.
Oh God!
Can't let's see Catherine's up his boot.
Listen,
I'll tell you what. The way it was going, a mate of mine said they'll start doing a lottery. They'll start picking out like members of the crowd out of a hat, right? Yeah. Left, centre.
Just go through your season ticket numbers.
I will say though, I did play centre in a game for Blackbrook, and I set up Dion Cross as my winger for 2 tries in a game once. So
there you go.
If Dion wants me as his centre again, I'm there. I'm here.
I just get tripped up on the pitch.
I think the first tackle. I think
the way I'm going,
I'd be in a wheelchair, honestly.
Yeah. So I've put a bit of weight on, right? I'm aware of it. You may as well put me at prop forward and let me just do like a few minutes here and there. Yeah, Daniel don't let me forget that, does he? Gobshite.
Well, to be fair, he was screwed. Yeah. He was screwed at both Cass and Warrington. He was screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No attempt to wrap the arms in either way.
Where was Boots at Wire as well?
Halfway line.
Standing up for our supporter. Yeah. Tell you what, I'll have a word with that Boots
so
me one day.
Anyway, never mind that. Trailing off here. The same old story. Lewis Murphy out again. We've got the Prince back. Now, whether he plays or not is a different story.
I've heard he's not playing, and he'll play next week against, I think, is it Leeds? Yeah, Leeds next week. I think he's just in the squad, basically. Yeah, I think he's in the squad to get him back in that match day routine. And also, more people could drop in training and he might have to play push come to shove. So that's what I believe. The person's been right a few times who's told me that. So I would be surprised to see Percival play. I think Cross will definitely play. O'Carroll has confirmed. But but we had this with Cross last week. He was in the squad, didn't play. I think it's a similar thing. Sense. It's just getting him, back in the captain's run, back in the warm-up and things like that, getting ready for next week. Which we will need. You
noticed though when they released the squad earlier, it was Dion Cross's picture that they used, so he's obviously going to play.
Yeah, well, yeah, we knew. Yeah, so we did technically know that before O'Carroll confirmed it because they wouldn't put his picture up if he wasn't playing. That'd be a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it?
I mean, it's happened before.
It has happened before. You are right.
We won't put it past him. Oh, knocked my mic over. Mm-hmm. Right. So the biggest news of all.
Yeah.
There he is, the new gaffer.
There he is, Kevy.
Now, I've got to get this out the way now because I'm sick of seeing people. He's only got 50% win record.
Oh, let me get into it, Gaz. Let me get into it.
Have you got stats for us, Ben?
Right. No, I've got context because it's all well and good looking at win-loss record. Do you know who else had a pretty bad win-loss record before they came to Super League? Brad Arthur.
Justin Albrook.
Brad Arthur was bang average win-loss record. He's not doing too bad. Listen, first of all, that includes his first ever gig 16 years ago at Catalan with a bunch with not a great squad, and he still got within 8 points of making a grand final against the Leeds team that won the grand final. So context number one. Context number two, Brisbane finished bottom of the league when he took over, and he took them to minutes of a grand final that everyone knows they should have won, if not for just the most ridiculous, unlikely Nathan Cleary bollocks of all time. He would have won that. So he was also respected and trusted enough to go to Queensland and then to go to Australia and work with some of the best players and coaches in the world. So fuck off. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I'm
good
going to
point.
swear. Fuck off with your win-loss record. You can't include you can't include his starting year at Brisbane and his year and Catalan. Look at what he did. Look at the whole story of what he did at the end of the day. He's got also
he won the grand final with Melbourne.
Yeah, and also Nathan Brown is one of the worst head coaches the NRL has ever seen. Did well at Huddersfield, won a grand final with Saints. Who cares? Who cares?
With half a team, by the way.
Like seriously, stop. Maybe it won't work out. We can't guarantee it. But you can't win with some people. Like, yeah, there's no guarantee it's going to work. But if we'd have hired an Aussie assistant with no experience, people would have said, "Oh, what the club needs right now is someone with loads of experience. We hire someone with experience. Oh, so we need a young, hungry assistant coach. Oh, just shut up. We've got the coach of Australia. You can't knock the club for that level of ambition. I'm sorry. If you're being miserable about this, grow up."
He's won a Premier. He's won a World Club Challenge.
Yeah.
He's won Origins.
Minutes away from a grand final as well against that Penrith side. Any other normal side, he'd have won that grand final. Let's be real. So,
and he's about to win a World Cup because let's face it, Australia.
Yeah, well, he is also about to win a World Cup as well. Listen, whether it works out or not, right now at this moment, I don't know how you can't be anything other than excited and optimistic. Because one thing as well is that the respect he clearly has in the game by players, for people, to be named as a Queensland coach, to be named as Australian coach, the way players talk,
that job.
The way players talk about him, the way his colleagues at Fox talk about him, that is a guy who he's going to make them run through brick walls for him. The big criticism of Rowley was there was divisions in the squad. He was a bit cold. We had all these rumours out of different camps. Kevy is one of those people where, regardless of what happens at tactical wise, like motivation wise, the bare basics we talked about a few weeks ago, Gaz, that has not been there.
Yeah,
you will get that with Kevin Walters. His sides run through brick walls for him, and that is the main thing. He's also, and it's not the biggest deal in the world, but he's a really lovely bloke, and he's great with fans, and he's great with players. And that disconnect we have, he's going to help solve that because he's an absolutely really lovely bloke to speak to.
And imagine he'll bring his own coaching staff as well.
Breers is staying, I've heard, because Breers was his assistant at Brisbane. Breer, yeah. So they worked well together for a while. Yeah, yes, rough at the end, but for a while, for most of it, they worked well together. So I know, like at the end of the day, it comes down to the preparation, the training tactics. Yeah, I get it, but it is nice to have someone warm and friendly at the club. You know, like just for that connection with the fans.
Like Holbrook, he brought
like Holbrook. You know, like even Wolf. Like Wolf was decent at it, but even he was a little bit like it didn't matter because we won so much, and that's what happens at the end of the day. But Wellens, I thought, was a bit cold and miserable, and Rowley does have no personality. I do think it's just nice. Again, it's not. I'm not saying it's the biggest deal in the world, but I think he will get the fans on side. The way he speaks, the way he gives press conferences, the way he talks to the press and stuff, he'll get the players on side to run through walls for him, and he'll get us excited. Now, at the end of the day, the proof will be in the results, obviously, but he will start off on the right foot. I do believe that. Absolutely will. And you've got to think about Rowley with his connections brought half the Salford team. Look, think about the connections he's got working as an analyst for Fox, working for Australia, working for Brisbane, assistant at Melbourne for years, Catalan in the Super League. Think about the connections in terms of signings that he's going to be able to, I'm sure right now he's going to be McManus's and our CEO's ear right now, telling them, try this fella, because I'm the coach now. I think some signings will come off the back of this. I really do. And
also, he actually played over here as well for Warrington. Played 4 games for Warrington.
He did. Played for half a second for Warrington, didn't he?
Yeah.
So we now have 2 former Warrington halfbacks as our coaches.
There we go. I tell you, don't remind them of that because we won't hear the end of it. But one of the Aussie admins on Rugby League Daily, Shem, he's a Broncos fan.
Yeah,
and he was saying he's still disgusted by the way they treated him. So he's still very highly thought of over there.
Listen, don't get me wrong. He's had good and he's had bad. It was rough at the end of his tenure at Brisbane. But you ask any Brisbane fan what they think of him, they love him. They love him.
Yeah.
Like, he's got that. He's that type of coach. It's the type of coach we need. Experience, great connecting with fan bases, and if we sign the right players, he's proved that if he has a good squad in front of him, he gets results. So we just need to do our bit now as a club and get some better players in front of him. And I'm cautiously optimistic that it's going to go well.
Yeah. So we've got the likes of Robertson going to 6, the sign for Tarpey, and then bringing him in. It's a good start for 2027.
It's a good start, and apparently we are looking to do a couple other swaps and get rid of a couple other players to bring a couple more in. Hopefully,
well, I have heard one.
Yeah, well, I think I've heard the same one as you. Yeah. And I think it's not a secret that we are definitely trying to sign SASA, but half the Super League is trying to sign him. So, you know, it's one of them
as well, I believe.
Yeah, it's one of them whether it happens or not. And as it stands, I don't believe Hastings is staying either, but that could always change too.
I don't care.
Yeah. Listen, you say that, but we don't have another halfback at the moment. And he had a great game against Wakefield. He showed what he could do.
Yeah.
I'll wait until it's official, but I will be ranting if that rumour is true. I think it's a shocking move. I think it's a shocking move if that's true. Sorry. He's no better than Hastings. He's the same player, you know, in my opinion anyway. But, you know, no need getting annoyed if it's not official. Yeah, we'll see. A lot of things. Can we just say as well, well done for the club for keeping this under wraps. It was not rumoured anywhere. It was on no betting sites because I was checking the odds every day. It was on no betting sites. It was nothing from the NRL media. It was nothing from the English media. And that gobshite Matt Shaw didn't bloody leak the news 2 hours bloody early for once. He had no clue what was going on.
That's probably why they did it at 5 a.m.
Yeah, he had no clue what was going on, and I bet he was fuming.
Oh, it would have done his head in that. It would have done his head in.
Fuming that he had no idea what was going on. So good, and same with the signing for Tarpey came out of nowhere. Yeah. So you know, people saying there's not a lot of rumours. We keep signings under wraps very well. To be fair, the last couple of years, we've kept a lot of them under wrap. Like a lot of them.
There's been a bad league, there wasn't there?
There has at times, yeah, but there's been quite a few that, you know, at the end, they've not been good signings, but we have kept them under wraps for a lot of the time. So I think they'll come out of nowhere come the end of the season. I think we'll have a few that people will just not expect at the end of the season. So well done to the club. We wanted some ambition. We wanted us to start acting like a big club. You know, I wasn't fully against Rowley. I'm not going to pretend I was one of these. Oh, I knew Rowley was going to be bad. I was trying to be positive about it.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, the pedigree and the CV compared to Walters and Rowley, we are acting like a bit of a big club again, which is very
to get our identity back.
Yeah, time to get the squad into gear as well now, because that you know, he's not a miracle worker. That squad still needs some work at the end of the day.
John Cartwright's extended 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, breaking news.
I feel sorry for him.
He's had a nightmare, that fella.
He inherited a mess, an absolute mess of a squad with a lot of overpaid, overhyped players living off former glories. Obi Sexton. And yeah, that is another one. Yet another rebuild for Catalan. How many rebuilds have they had over the years? Like, they still can't get over the line and win that grand final.
This is the issue Catalan have, right? They don't build long term; they build short term.
They do. They build for 4 or 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years max.
If that.
They don't think about really. They don't think about the 10-year, the 15-year. The you know, getting young lads at 18 and who can be with you for a decade. So. Oh, we don't re-sign his son. I'm with you there.
I don't think we'll keep him. I think Jell will go to Catalan, you know.
I think he will. You know what? I also think there's a player there. I actually really do think there's a player there, but you just can't afford it. Can't afford, like, multiple players in a squad that you just don't know how many games they're going to play. Like, it's nothing against him. I actually do think there's a player in Cartwright, but we're not at a luxury. We're not. If we had a star-studded squad and we come off winning the league, then I'd go, all right, yeah, take a chance. Right now, we just don't need a player like him. Yeah, we just don't need a player like him.
Also, yeah, I think that is the case.
Same thing. Same
Another
thing.
Wakefield, yeah.
I wish we were in a luxury position to give Wakefield another go. I really do. We're not in the position to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no one could blame you for forgetting that, mate, honestly.
yeah, I played 2 games, I think. Was it? Is it 2? Something like that?
He scored, though. He scored against his dad's side.
Well, like I said, I think he has shown a little bit when he's played. It's just getting him on the pitch.
That's it, innit? Keeping him out the bloody physio room.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
Whatever that is, I want one.
Definitely.
So, with this being episode 100, we want to involve as many people as we could. And we have actually had a decent amount of questions going on here. I'll start with Andy Critchley. He's followed us for a long time now.
Yes.
Would Sailor be an option at 9, spelling with Clark in a way to try and get a good fast spine? He spelled at 9 before in the game against Salford. I mean, if we're really stuck,
that would be if we're
I'd
really
leave
stuck
him
for me,
where
yeah.
he is for now. I would leave him where he is.
I don't think he's got it defensively to be in the middle for that long.
Yeah. I mean, if you want someone to scoot from dummy half, he's capable of it.
Yeah, but I think you need a bit more from a. I think we need some more specialist hookers in the squad. Is what we need. I think leave Sailor's been doing well recently. Let's leave him. I'd say the same. Leave him.
Yeah,
leave him where he is.
This one's from Josh Cunn 7 with no T before you start. This is more of a statement than a question. Walters will get us to Old Trafford. Maybe not next season, but the potential's there.
Aye. I like that's it. You know what? Until we're proved otherwise, there's no need to not be optimistic.
Exactly.
Until you're proved otherwise, as a fan, just let yourself be happy. Come on. That's what we want to hear.
This is a good one. There could be many different answers for this. So this one didn't want to be named, which we understand. We respect privacy and all that, so we won't name. We'll call anonymous follower.
Yeah.
Who would you bring in from another team, and who would you replace them with? So get someone from the other side and send someone from ours away.
Oh, that is a good one. I
don't know if there's any restrictions with this, so I'm going to say something like...
Oh, if it's a fantasy one, then I'm going to go Jake Connor for Jackson Hastings.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a very good one.
Or even...
Do we get rid of Nelly McDonald and bring in Herbie Farnworth?
That'd be another great one as well. That'd be another great
I
one.
don't think that one quite matches up, does it?
That one's a bit, yeah. That one's that would be a nice one. I don't think they'd go for it.
Yeah. We'll go more realistic.
Yeah. Well, that's the fantasy one, realistic one.
Do you know what? I think I would.
It's a tough one, really. It's
Wellesby for Lucky Miller.
No, I wouldn't. I know, obviously on form this season,
I'm going to get in trouble.
It's a no-brainer, but no, I think there's still life in Jack yet. I understand that one, though. Actually, I've got one. I would have Sevo, yeah. I was just about to say...
Murphy for Sevo.
Murphy for Sevo for me, yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Murphy for Sevo would be a good one.
Do you know what? I'd love another Challenge Cup. I really would.
I would. I've still never seen us win one live.
Yeah.
I've had the worst luck ever. I could write a book about my bad luck when it comes to Challenge Cup finals. Hopefully before I'm 40, I see us win one live.
Yeah, I've been to... I think I've been to 6 and I've won 5.
Bastard.
Do you think that may be the best one, that Murphy for Sevo?
Yeah. That would be a good one. I would take Jacob Gagai.
Well, if you look to a certain Instagram profile, apparently we are after him, but
I would take him all day. I would take Jacob Gagai all day. I think under...
Did you send away the cross?
Probably, yeah. If he were doing a bit. Or Percival, to be honest, coming to the end of his career, but I think he's obviously going to retire here, to be fair, so don't think that'd happen.
Yeah. This one's from Macaulay. Who will be in Super League next year now? I don't know if anyone's going to come up or not, or if it's going to be 15 teams.
Yeah, well, it all depends on...
Hypothetically, who goes down, who comes up?
It all depends on, at the moment, what happens with the NRL offer if there's a new improved one, if that's accepted, and the TV deal, because it might be that the TV deal, we just don't have the money for another side, or we say there's another side and they have no funding, like 2 of the sides this year, which, to be fair, with the owners of London, I think they would take it for a year. I think they would take 1 year with no money because they're bloody
But
loaded.
we know London aren't going to come up next season because we know it's going to be 2028. We know that. I mean, who's up there with them? Newcastle are up there.
Yeah, I think London would want to come up. And I think there's still a chance that they could do. I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance. I have a feeling
Great shot.
The rumours were, Hanley, very good, The rumours were, unbelievably, that Huddersfield have actually going to improve their IMG score.
But by getting LED balls at a stadium not going to play at.
And I'm sorry, they need to be judged at that stadium. They need to be judged at that stadium they're moving to. If they, I know, I'm not going to get annoyed because it's not confirmed, but I've heard rumours that their IMG score would still be based on the Huddersfield Town Stadium. No, I'm sorry. No. If they stay up because of that, when they're moving to a dump, I don't care how much money they're spending on the dump. As of right now, it's a dump. For me, Huddersfield should go down. No, you know, there's just nothing there. There's nothing there. On the pitch, you talk about merit, they're near the bottom. You talk about fan base, they're near the bottom. You talk about, you know, social media, what do they do there? Impact, star players, whatever metric. All right, they've got some nice shiny screens. For me, if a club had to go down, it'd be Huddersfield and London at the moment. They'll pretty much get similar crowds to Huddersfield anyway, and they also bring a lot more money.
And they're not in the Heartlands.
And a lot more, you know, a lot more high-profile signings to the league and things like that. So, for me, if it was up to me, Huddersfield gone, the Doncaster Giants or wherever they're going to, and London would go up. That's what I would do. If it was up to me.
Looking at the championship table now, we know it's not going to be London. You've got Newcastle 4 behind them, Oldham same points, and Doncaster Widnes.
But do we know it's not going to be London though?
Apparently, they've said it's going to be 2028.
Well, if that's the case, then no one will come up then, because there's no way you wouldn't pick London. So that says to me that no one will come up this season. I think that's very likely. Yeah, I think that's very likely. So I think eventually,
I'd love to have Widnes back up.
Yeah, Widnes are always a good side to have in the Super League as well. And to be fair, I think they're also being ran a lot better these days as well. From a couple of conversations with Widnes fans, they seem to be doing better off the pitch as well as on too, but doing better off the pitch too. So, you know, they're always a good one to have. They'd get you half decent crowds to start with as well, because the crowds would always go up in Super League as they always do. I know eventually, because we had this in some of the interviews of some of the club chairmen and Nigel Wood and things. I know the long-term plan, they want 16 eventually, but you need the TV money behind it, or you need the NRL offer.
They want to match the NRL, don't they?
Or you want the NRL offer to top up the gap in the TV money, but we need to make sure we're doing it money first. Can't have a situation like this season. I'll be honest, I think it's been an utter disgrace, an absolutely utter disgrace that 2 of the promoted sides have had to just fund themselves with no TV money, or half the money, whatever it was. I think it's been an utter disgrace. That should have been sorted first. We shouldn't have had 14 before we were ready to get 14 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
to try to run before they can walk.
The expansion should only come if the NRL or TV money backs us.
Right there.
That's it.
Player pool's too small.
But you know what? More teams as well, though, with setting up more top-level academies, you can increase the player pool. It works that way as well. You need more options for these players because we lose a lot of players in England. I know one of them's a good friend of mine who could have gone to another team, but he left Saints at the academy level, played for the reserves for a little bit, and then just got a job. And some of these newly promoted sides that are desperate for players, you know, they're the type of late bloomers, overlooked players. We've seen it plenty of times. The players don't always turn 18 and become a world-class Super League player. There are a lot of late bloomers that come from the Championship later in their career, but Championship is not always sustainable for them because it's part-time and they have to get a job to top it up. A lot of them will just get a full-time job because it's better for them personally. You have more top-level clubs running at full-time, then you've got more options for a lot of players. So I think, in a way, yes, it's the player pool isn't there, but I think a stronger league would build a player pool at the same time. I think it would help if they were doing a lot more community work, integrating with local teams, setting up their own full-time academies, things like that. You can get more players, and I think we just need to be ambitious with it. We need to start being ambitious.
Yeah.
But when it comes to money funding the clubs, the money needs to be there for extra teams, I think.
Yeah. Now, this segues me into something very nicely as well, Ben. I'm going to plug this now before getting to the last question. So I was asked by one of our listeners, Barry, who's a coach at Finch, and he plays for the Masters. He asked me to go down there, do a bit of piece, basically try and promote the club a little bit. And I thought, well, why not do this all over the town? So this is coming soon on YouTube only. Stomping Grounds, back to the grassroots, I'll say this till I am blue in the face. Without the grassroots, there's no professional game.
There's nothing. And it's struggling and it needs support more than ever. Yeah.
It is. It's a very, very, very big thing.
It needs support more than ever, especially if you want to talk about growing the game. You can't grow the game without more people playing rugby league at a junior level and at a community
level. And it's
level.
all volunteers. Yeah.
I know full well how hard they're all working. I'm involved in a volunteer-led football team. I know full well how tough, how hard it must be for a lot of these clubs. So need the support.
So anyone listening who's involved with a local community club in St Helens, give us a shout.
And if you're not, get involved, I would say. Or even if you don't want to, even if you don't have the time to get involved, go to a game on a weekend. I've done it before.
Yeah.
Like people like
Brooke over the bar.
Brooke, Thatterweave, Pilks, sometimes the games are a few quid, sometimes they're free, but go and spend money at the bar. If any of, a couple of them have little club shops, buy a badge or something. And, just anything helps, honestly. So if you're stuck for something to do, Saturday, 2:30, 3 o'clock-ish, I think some of the games are. And if you want to support, the junior teams on a Sunday, do it. Honestly, it's a lot of them are really welcoming, and it's a really good atmosphere, and it's some live sport, and you're doing something good. So I like to get to Thatterweave as much as I can. Not as much since I moved over to Liverpool, but I still get to a few games. Blackbrook is another one. Even a few pints, it all adds up at the end of the day. So,
like I say, I've been welcoming went down to Finch and Steve, the chairman, really nice lad. Showed me around everywhere. It was really, really good. I think you just really appreciate what's going on. I appreciated being invited down. So, just support your grassroots.
Support them.
Right.
We need them.
Last questions. Well, 2 questions from our very own Thomas.
Oh, Tom the Tit.
Yeah, oh, dear.
That's a joke, by the way. To anyone who doesn't know, he is a friend of ours. We're not being horrible.
Well, you'll know I could play some Masters. Listen, get in touch with them if you want to go down and
it's good fun,
get involved in it. Feel free,
I've watched a couple of games. It is good fun.
Yeah. So, question 1. With the appointment of the new head coach, what direction are the club heading into with it being such a statement?
Well, I think, like I said before, it's ambition, and it's McManus kind of realising that he's going to put his money where his mouth is a bit. He's going to have to splash some cash. He's going to have to, something radical needs to happen. It's not like a slow thing, because we'll just get left behind more and more. So, I think it's a positive direction. And I think there's maybe not this season because it's reliant on getting rid of players. But I think from next season, we might start seeing some more statement signings as well, like the Barber type of thing. We're going to be looking for that type of player that, we can throw some silly money at. So I would expect an ambitious era for Saints now.
Yeah. And that really leads into the second question as well. What statement does it make for the rest of the teams in Super League, but also what statement does it send from Super League being able to attract such an experienced and respected coach? I think it sends a message of we are not as down out as people think.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. It's showing people, we are still a big club. We know we're a big club. I'm going to start acting like a big club. I think it's as simple as that.
Yep. So thank you very much, everyone, for those questions. Now for the fun bit.
Right.
Predictions.
Yeah, predictions.
Yep. Now, I think I'm the only one saying KR, even though we know we need them to lose. No pun intended.
Hold on, did I pick to lose?
Did I check it?
Hold on, I need to double check it. If I've not, I want to change it. I don't want it. If I've not, I want to change. Hold on, let me get my predictor up now.
You did do KR, Ben. I do apologise.
Oh, right, okay. Bloody hell. You made me...
Ignore that. Ben picked KR.
Yeah, God. I was scared for a second there.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah. We do need him to lose to win, but and even though KR weren't at the best against Wire, they're going to be too much for Toulouse. Let's not disrespect them too much, I think. I like Tom's optimism, though. Tom always goes to the optimistic picks, and I do appreciate it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
It's worked out for him sometimes, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for me, I did this on Monday before we knew what was going on.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Lewis and Pangai Jr. to both be suspended.
True. At home, though. There. I don't know. At home, Toulouse don't travel too well, do they? So
yeah. I mean, they travel to our place fucking well enough, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously.
Who doesn't
these days? Yeah. I was going to say, not much of an achievement this season.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Oh, I
think the rest of them are pretty straightforward. Wigan, Lee. Don't look at that wrong. I've missed one.
You've just done one in a. Have you missed?
I don't know why that's been taken out. That's not. I have got Lee, and it's locked in on my predictor, so it is. I have picked Lee.
Yeah.
Should have proofread that first, but it is what it is.
Here's what it is.
I just realised what it says down there as well. Bloody AI's had me off. In that numbist.
You need to.
Oh,
you need to fact check your chat GPT.
I wrote chat GPT. I think that was bloody dollar or something daft. I don't know. Anyway, right.
Oh, that's just so stupid. It's made me laugh. Okay. Oh yeah, well, yeah. I think Lee'll do Bradford. I think they're looking good at the moment too.
I have to do this. I have to just because it's there. Where have you gone? It's somewhere. Where is it?
There we go.
All right. Oh no! Don't mess about.
You know we're live here.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's the whole point of being live, so you can go wrong and get away with it. There you go.
I eagerly await what's going to happen.
And I get booed. So there you go.
What are you doing? What are you up to there?
I'm hiding behind this.
We can't see anything. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
So yeah, there we go. There's our predictions. So yeah, do apologise. Ben did have KR not to lose. That's my problem. I accept it.
All right. And
other than that, Ben, I think we're done unless something's popping up.
No, nothing major. Saints wise, and yeah, I think that's good. We can exactly an hour done.
Yep. And we started on time for once.
And we started on time. We won't do it again. Don't worry. Don't get too, don't get too excited
this time.
Don't get too excited.
Oh yeah. So 100 episodes. I mean, that does include the player interviews and stuff like that. But
yeah,
again, to sit in front of the screen consider we started in my dining room with a laptop and 2 mics, no camera, just audio.
Yeah.
To this presentation 100 episodes later.
Here's to 100
I think we're doing
more.
quite well for ourselves, Ben.
Yeah, here's to 100 more.
Yeah, and not to mention all the kind words that we get from people. Obviously, when we're out and about, mainly at games. I know you've had conversations there as well. With people who recognise you.
Yeah, I've had a few lovely conversations, which has been cool.
Yeah.
And
well, yeah, I've just seen the confirmation of that. John Cartwright till 2028. So there you go. There's more league news.
There we go.
I was really, really grateful for everything. You know, I mean, I didn't know what I was expecting when we started it, but definitely weren't expecting this much. You was on 3. What on 3? I need some context. We had hers in. on here 3 times. I get you now. Yeah, on here 3 times.
Yeah. He's on here,
yeah, and you've been really helpful, especially if if Ben's not been able to make it.
Yes, I do appreciate. Really appreciate everyone who's ever filled in. Been quite short
notice.
Been quite the chaotic couple of months, to put it lightly, and it is appreciated that you help us out on short notice. Yeah. So, I do really appreciate that as well.
Yeah, and just give one more shout out here to 10 Yards Back on TikTok. Go and check him out. He's very, very good with his stats and his numbers.
He is indeed.
Knows the game very well. Nice lad. I've known him for a long time. Go and check him out. Big thank you to him for these stats here. And I promise I'll do a better job of presenting them next time. Jim, I do apologise, mate. We'll do better. Adam, appreciate it, mate. It was nice to bump into you the other week as well, by the way. That was a good little chat. So I think that sees us out, Ben. Just keep on supporting us. We really appreciate all of it.
Yeah, we'll see you next Thursday.
Yep, we'll be back next Thursday.
Well, indeed.
Aiming that number.